Hi everyone and welcome back to the May WARNO Tournament from SD League. Today we are watching a game of RampageTG versus NickDaTrojan. This is actually round 4, which was going to be played on the newer map Black Forest, or the Broccoli map. However, after I think a game, they decided that they would like to play a deciding match on this map because no one's really enjoying Black Forest, I've got to be honest. So for the 1v1s, I think that might be avoided in future, as a lot of people just aren't playing it in this tournament round. They're opting to play other maps. So, RampageTG playing as the 8th Infantry in red on the right, and NickDaTrojan playing as the 5th Panzer Division on the left in blue. Early anti-air coming in there for Nick, I assume to take out a chopper. There is some ground anti-air coming in for Rampage, so Nick will want to be careful with that. Lots of forces meeting in the middle, neither player with a lot at the bottom, though Nick going for his usual placement of a couple of Pioneer Flampatron guys. And Fuchs Milan and Pioneer Armbrust squads. He is going to do a little push at the bottom. That was an MW1 IDS from Nick coming in and taking out the TOW 2 that I think was in that little area there. At the moment, it looks like a Rampage has staved off Nick's early push at the center of the map. Up at the top here, we can see some Feldjäger and some Schwenspeer going up against a larger force of units from Rampage. Rampage is probably going to push through there. Nick slightly on the back foot in the middle, but definitely has more forces at the bottom here. The advantage may be with Rampage if he can utilize these engineers correctly and get lots of satchel charges thrown, cause at the other side the big threat is the hand Flampatron guys. Obviously the 5th Panzers have a lot of good units. Tornado IWS coming in and hitting the top here by the looks of it. No, it just flew straight past and didn't drop its second payload. It is being evac'd now, I think, though. I honestly thought it was going to drop on these guys. Perhaps stunned by all of the fire it was taking as it came across. Engineers are dead. The Pioneer Flams managed to kill them with the hand Flam Patron. Alpha Jet HE Bomber coming in for Rampage towards the middle now. Is he going for... I think he's probably going to be going for... Oh, he's going for the building in the middle. There's actually nothing in there. I thought he was going to go for the Milan. Nick's anti-air jet coming over there. Will be taking fire from both these chaparrals. And it is dead. An early loss of a jet there for Nick. Nick is in this point at the bottom, though. He's up against one military police squad and these Jäger Aufkl, which are pulling back very sensibly, putting some distance between him and the other units, in particular the Pioneer Flams. He needs to be at range from those guys. Here in the middle, we can see some Fenspeer coming in. That is a very good choice. They have the satchel charges, so he can charge these potentially straight into the buildings and kill off Rampage's units. Both players are a little bit sparse on the field right now in terms of units. Both have reinforcements coming in. Neither with a real advantage right now. Mech Rifles getting a strike on those Iltis. Iltis perhaps being used as scout vehicles by Nick at the moment rather than sending them back to be sold. Leopard 2A3 coming in here for Nick will provide fire support. Though is going to take fire from TOW 2s, a Bradley TOW 2, and that Abrams will probably take a shot at it as well. Bradley immediately being knocked down to 1, and it is dead. Leopard 2A3 didn't take too much damage, is being hit, and it will take another shot from a TOW 2. Nope, smoked just in time. Good shout, Nick. Feldjäger coming in here with their little submachine guns. They are designed for close quarters combat, but they are outgunned by some gunners there, which have plenty of M60s. So Rampage held off against the attack at the bottom there. Struggling a bit more in the center versus the Svansfair. They are doing a lot of damage to his troops. He didn't have any vehicles there. Leopard 2A3 has been fully repaired already. The M1 Abrams equally repaired. At the moment at the top, Rampage in control of that zone. Really the question is what happens at the bottom and the middle, I think, right now. Another Leopard 2A3 coming in there. Nick is sending some units to the top, so he might do another push. He has one squad of Pioneer Flam, a second squad coming in there. Right now, Nick's positioning is pretty good in the middle. He does have an M1A1 that's moved down from the top there. Probably could have stayed at the top to fire across those. The Milan 2 should have just been out of range from hitting it. But if he gets too close... I mean, they could throw a satchel charge at the tank, but it's probably not going to do much to a tank. MW1 coming in here, going for... Not sure, I think it went to attack that Cobra. It didn't actually drop any bombs. Has been evac now, is being attacked by a F-16C Fighting Falcon, but should get out as it's already been evac'd. F-16C just a little bit too slow. Pioneer Flams going for these Engineer Flash here. Now the Pioneer Flams technically have more people per squad, so should win that fight technically. That was the F-16, I assume, returning to base, has just been shot down. Almost crashed into the Milans. Engineers took a lot of damage there. Pioneer Flam's not taking quite so much, but the M1 Abrams will be very effective against them. Jet came in and dropped there. Was that another... I think that might have been a HE bomber from Rampage, to be honest, that just died there. I'm not 100%. Rampage kind of being pushed out the middle here. And Nick building up forces to potentially do another push on Delta as well. Rampage managing to hold at the top. Neither player bringing in many command vehicles at the moment. There is a second command coming in from Rampage and heading towards the center. But I think he's just too outnumbered in the center right now to potentially hold that. I think what he'll want to do is push some of these forces down from the top there. Tornado, MW1 coming in. Going for that Cobra again. Obviously feels like the Cobra's causing him a lot of issues. Not much anti-air at this side, however, for Rampage, so it will get in and out without too much of an issue. Pioneer Flam's dropped off now. Don't think they'll get past all of these gunners, but you never know. Another 2A3 in the center there. Toe 2 taking a shot at that Leopard. Good shot. M1A1 taking shots at the Leopard as well now. Tornado IWS still flying around. Took a couple of shots from the Chaparral, but didn't take too much damage. That Leopard pulling back now. Oh, that Abrams taking fire from the Jaeger squad. Fensbear pushing up into this area now. Still has plenty of demolition charges, so we'll absolutely mince these rifles. Another jet going down there. There's Rampage's other command coming in at the top there. Now, Rampage may be able to secure this entire top section of the center. If he can secure all of this here and hold it, that will be good for him. But right now, the bottom of that section is not in a good way. He has got plenty of units here, and he is holding. That Fernsphere squad, it actually died, by the looks of it. I don't know what killed it. Possibly his engineers arriving. But I think they have all their satchel charges still, so I'm not sure. Jaeger pulling back now. Command in the centre for Nick as well to neutralise. However, still +2 currently for Rampage. Jaeger Alpha taking a lot of fire from the M48 there and is not in range to fire back. These mech rifles will have a chance of doing some damage to it if they can get close enough, but they will be coming up against these Pioneer Flams, which will be a problem. 2 Chaparrals down here as well now in case Nick does come in with any aircraft. Good positioning on those. Lots of Leopards coming in here against these Jaeger Aufkull. Some nice side shots or rear shots would be great, but that squad is dead. And the Abrams is routed. That's unfortunate. Lost a lot of units up there, really. HE Bomber coming in here. Dropped his payload on these buildings. Should kill that Pioneer Flam squad. However, they have killed the mech rifles. 2 tanks coming in to support the push from Nick here. No real movement. 28 minutes to go in the game. Nick's certainly in control of this sort of angle, whereas equally at the other side, Rampage kind of in control. But I think Nick perhaps has the upper hand right now, as he's still got units in this area. And his units are slowly pushing forward here. He's not in any rush, taking his time. He's currently +2 points. I'm sure we'll see another command coming in towards Delta for Rampage soon. But this tank causing all kinds of problems. Got 1 pip of health left. Should be killed by this M60. However, that M60 needs to be very careful because as soon as it pokes its head out, it's going to get shot at by those 2 tanks. Good. Well done. Now he needs to reverse that out. No, he's pushing it forward. Leopard 185 is going to take a shot. Oh no. Leopard 185 took a shot at the supply vehicle, I think. Now that's interesting, because you would think that those 2 tanks could see that tank. I think he did, because it looked like he was moving a little bit into position to fire at it. Pioneer's coming in there now. Up at the top of the map, Engineer Flash, Pioneer's in for Nick. I think the idea here for Rampage is just to hold. +2 still for Nick. Command is coming in as suspected for Rampage towards Delta, including an M1 Abrams. This M60 will provide good fire support for any infantry pushing across here potentially, though he does need to be careful because that 1A5's moved down there and the Leopard is also sat back there, the 2A3. In the centre, no real movement from either player right now. Cluster Bomber coming in there to go for that 2A3, though Nick is reversing quickly. Will take a lot of fire. Has managed to dodge most of those. Looks like it's out. HE Bomber came in at this side. Unfortunately didn't get a strike on anything. Nick's anti-air jet coming in to engage it though. Oh wow. Nick loses his anti-air jet, but the other one got out, I think. As I say, good placement on those Chaparrals. They must have got the shot off. A Leopard just fired at something. He's firing at the gunners. They're taking a lot of fire. That's M60 taking fire from the 1A5 now, and the Fuchs Milan finishing it off. Rampage could have problems now because Nick definitely has a lot more units. He is focused on bringing stuff in here. He's got a little bit of stuff at the top pushing here as well to cause a distraction, but I don't suspect he'll be expecting to necessarily get through there. The Panzer Grenadiers will mince that Abrams, though, without more reinforcements there. I don't think there'll be any effort to push in the middle right now for Nick. He will just try and reinforce what he has there. He'll be concentrating on this little maneuver at the bottom. You see the Pioneers going around the back there. Ah, command tank in at the bottom. Sorry, command vehicle, not a tank. For Nick, neutralizing that will go to +4. Nick has absolutely nothing defending that point, so if Rampage could somehow take out these units, he'd be in a good position. That was a cluster coming in to strike there. Didn't... Oh, that's such a shame for Rampage. He didn't actually catch anything. That's such a shame. Don't think he did any damage there with that bombing strike. Possibly caught that because it was slightly damaged, but immediate repairs from the supply that are there. Military police here doing a reasonable job of holding, but won't be that good against Pioneers if the Pioneers can get close. Rampage a little bit thin on the ground in terms of forces right now. He's bringing in engineers here, and that Cobra taking a lot of fire, unfortunately, but would have been quite useful against those Pioneers. M1 Abrams coming in, which will be definitely useful against those Pioneers. This is going to be who gets the satchel charges off first. And it looks like this Pioneer squad might win. It's going to be a close call. Yep, that Pioneer squad got it. Both squads about the same size, but just got those throws off earlier. Nick with no supply left there, using it to scout. Will probably be going into this point to hunt for a CV. Cluster bomber coming in there to take out that Abrams in the centre. Abrams is dead, and the Tornado IDS cluster has got out. It survived being hit by multiple chaparrals. Rampage definitely in trouble now. +2 still for Nick. Now that's very interesting that he's not utilising this Leopard to kill these tanks at the moment. He's focusing on firing at the infantry. Raven coming in there. Roland 2 doesn't use radar though. Rampage is putting up a good fight here, but it is definitely a challenging one. Nick definitely has the better tanks, and Nick's using these 48s at close range very effectively. I think Rampage is going to lose this point. Nick also now making some headway at the top here, pushing these units across to take control of this area, and also maneuvering across the center again here just for that control. I think he would have a hard time rushing across to there, but realistically I think Nick has this game in the bag. 20 minutes left to go in this game. I think he's going to take Delta pretty quickly now. Rampage just in a very difficult position. Nick with some... oh, a single mortar there. I wonder what he's using it for. He quite likes using them for smoke, but he could use it as anti-infantry. Trying to use it against these Jaeger Aufkul. Such a wide spread, those things. Lots of tanks firing at that poor M1 Abrams. And it's dead. It did try to smoke, bless it, but it was taking shots from Milan and 2 leopards. Down here at the bottom, you can see Nick's forces pushing around. He's already taken out one of those chaparrals. He obviously wants the other one for the amount of damage they've done to his jets. He also wants a piece of that CV, which is now dead. That is +4 to Nick. Nick's solidly in control of the bottom of the map. Slowly getting control of the centre. Rampage still hanging on at the top here. But I think Nick has this one in the bag now, unfortunately, for Rampage. He did such a good job holding off at the bottom for as long as he did with the units he had. But Nick just pushing more aggressively now. Tow Cobra coming in at the bottom there, along with 2 M1 Abrams. But that Chaparral is not going to survive. Ideally, those Abrams will be better at range because the M48s have an advantage if they're close. If they're at range, they'll have more trouble doing damage to the Abrams. But thankfully, the Abrams got the shots off quickly and has managed to kill all 3 of those tanks. Cobra also in there for fire support. Of course, there's no anti-air at this side again, so Nick coming in with his anti-air jet at that Cobra. Managed to kill it in 1 pass. That mortar just being used to harass these units here, the Jaeger Aufkul. Nick also making some headway at the top here, is forcing Rampage back further. Strike there from a cluster to try and take out those tanks has done considerable damage to one of them. The other one is still full health. Another Abrams coming in there, but this position now firmly in Nick's hands, really. He remains on +4. Just under 18 minutes to go. Not sure what Rampage can do here. He's bringing a lot more reinforcements at the bottom. He does have a chance to retake Delta. That is for sure, but there are more reinforcements on the way for Nick, so if he wants to get it back, he needs to do it now. He cannot wait. If all those reinforcements arrive, it puts Nick in a defended position, and it will be much harder for Rampage to push. Obviously, one of his tanks is badly damaged there, but it is getting repaired by that supply. And the supply is out now, so he will need more supply there. But he has 2 fully functioning and repaired Abrams there. Cluster coming in. Possibly going for that Leopard. Or possibly for the command in the corner. Went for the Leopard, but the Leopard had moved. Taking fire from the Rolands. Anti-air coming in as well. HE bomber dropping in the middle there. Unfortunately missed. Nick making a push across the centre though now. Seemingly forced Rampage back at the top. We'll be going in for the kill on this command now. But Rampage pushing back at the bottom. Needs to move a little bit quicker potentially, but is up against a lot of resistance. There are Leopard there will do a lot of damage to these Abrams. He was also against a Milan. He's in a very difficult spot there, but these infantry should do a good job pushing around the bottom. But all that while, he is getting pushed hard in the centre here. And there's not a lot there. There's the mech rifles, which are taking a lot of fire. There's the Abrams. And that's it. That's it for ground forces. Scout vehicle there with a tow launcher, but gone straight into the infantry. And that's game. Surrender there from Rampage. Well played, guys. Difference in kills. You know, kills to losses there, 1,600-ish. But not as much as may have been the case. Certainly not. Rampage did a really good job at holding for as long as he could there, but Nick just had the positioning and the advantage at the end. Well played to both players. Congratulations to Nick on that one. Standout units as always, those Leopards doing a lot of damage. And on the other side, the Bradley was doing a lot at one point in that game. Well played, guys. Good game. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Please do like, share and subscribe. and I'll see you all soon for some more Warno.